Welcome. I'm so glad that you can join me here today. 217 and rather 249, lesson 217. And how do you do? My name is Reverend Maria Arvanitidis, and this is an excerpt from pages 630 and 631. Won't you join me here today in this practice? It is a course in metaphysical spirituality, and it's an audiovisual version of my book named after my ministry, TheSovereignLight. And so, shall we begin? And if you'd like, find yourself a place for that you would not be disturbed or pulled out of your center, or pushed or pulled, whatever, from the here and now moment in this presence of 100% participation, or however you might want, as long as you're aware and your awareness is here right now in this moment, not somewhere else of where you need to be, or you don't have the time. Well, then I suggest that whatever it is you're operating, any kind of vehicle or machinery or anything like that, just find a time and place where you will not be doing such a thing, and when you're listening to this or even watching it, that you have I have your full presence here with me and joining me here today to participate in as much as you feel that you can trust to surrender and actually partake, so that you can get something out of this. And this is to help guide you throughout the book, and might suggest that you purchase the book and it will start making more sense. And if you'd like, you can always purchase the package or sample it on Love's Creation Unlimited, my YouTube channel, and that's where I post it. And also you can, I'm also a Patreon, capital R, small m, capital A. That's my creator's channel. You can join me there, and please do subscribe. So, what is a sovereign light being? Ego is the constriction of localization, and yet awareness has no location. And it could be in so many layers of consciousness. The differentials are not separate and are all fractals to the puzzle of this tapestry that is being put together at this time. To witness such a union in the object of experience and within the subject is this fully awakened awareness and of itself as a sovereign light being, in that everything is all happening simultaneously, synchronistically, all at the same time, but it's all a matter of how it comes together that we call for our experience. And with that said, just find a comfortable position, just as long as your back is straight, and start to become aware of your breathing. And just calm it right down and see how deep you can go with your breathing. And let's take a few deep breaths in and out, and just find that place of center, that beam of light, that torque field that is you from every breath. And just take it down and breathe it out. And once more again. And breathe it out. And again. And do the same awareness from your soles of your feet all the way up to the center. This congregation from within the heart space that we feel to open up with every breath. And whenever you're ready, you can to say these words out loud for me and with me throughout the day. You can always come back to this and just speed it up to whatever it's within 5 minutes or whatever. Scroll down, and play it again, pause it, and you have full control over this so-called video segment, this episode, and all the others. So whenever you're ready. Sounds good. My body is in me, but I am not the body, nor the mind. I am spirit, fully awakened, and from death, no longer asleep. Wow, those are very powerful words. Take them in. They are a gift. And whenever you're ready, at whatever level you might leverage at to accept this blessing, is up to you, entirely up to you, to surrender and fully trust in the grasping of this information. And take a deep breath in and out. My body is in me, but I am not the body, nor the mind. I am spirit, fully awakened, and from death, no longer asleep. Take another deep breath in. And release it all the way down. Feel it going all the way down to your soles of your feet, and feel that grounding beneath your feet. My body is in me, but I am not the body, nor the mind. I am spirit, fully awakened, and from death, no longer asleep. And take another deep breath in, all the way in from your heart, and then allow it to go all the way down to the soles of your feet by breathing it out. And feel the grounding, feel the ground beneath your feet. And if you're sitting or lying, that's okay. Just breathe it from your heart and expand it outward. There's a lot to be said about the cross. The cross, indeed, it's this vertical pillar, this pillar, this torque, this light, this field that does expand outward the more we're able to surrender, and that relief of deep breathing, the more that light, our illuminated self, expands outward. And outward is this cross, is exactly what that is. Because it's not just the mind. The electromagnetic field especially comes from the heart as well, horizontally and vertically from every breath. And then we just vibe it out, creating a frequency, creating our state of being that creates our circumstances and our reality. The mirrors, if you will. So, having attention to an intention is what transforms awareness and into an experience to give reason. In this way, and for the senses to have their way with differentials, as well as to accentuate the vibrancy within it. To be sentient goes along with the awakening of the soul and within the deepest sleep. Just like watching and being within a movie, when the self-cognition of not having to be the body, mind realization occurs. And this is the enlightenment of its experience. So when everything is all coming together from, that reality, so the matrix is coming together from whatever fractal or chakra or whatever we happen to be wanting to experience, it all starts coming together and shifting like a Rubik's Cube. And as it's doing that, that's our experience until it comes all together. And then that's one platform done, right? And well, with the Rubik's Cube, it has many platforms, right? So sounds, textures, colors, and tastes all come out from this awareness that the self can to modify and into this part of having the experience. Awareness is eternal, having no location and no form. It is existence. When the soul becomes aware of itself, it is the keeper of the mirrors, the watcher, the all-seeing eye, and that connects to the field of all possibilities. And this is where the magnetics come in. So, the law of attraction and all that, it's not just thinking it. We have to feel it. We have to be in the right vibratory state, in that exact level to receiving it, right? Otherwise, we resist it, or our external circumstances resist it, or the other wills of forces and what have you. And when we realize this, that when we fight it, we prolong it from occurring and happening. That's, in actual fact, part of the resistance. And so, my body is in me, but I am not the body, nor the mind. I am spirit, fully awakened, and from death, no longer asleep. So, in soul consciousness, the self just flows sensually and gracefully and with a celestial experience. In this progression of each previous state included and transcended to an awareness that communes with awareness. Everything synchronistically falling into place, and we just allowing it by just letting go and receiving it and being ready to accept it. This is the alignment. This is the alignment that we come into ourselves and center in that completion of oneness that we're allowing for everything to fall into place and synchronistically for the experience. So to experience from the seer and seen, and where the body itself is part of the scenery, the experience, it comes and goes as interchangeable, whereas the awareness is always there, modifying itself into every experience. The sovereign light being is enlightened by it, and through its differentiation of authenticity, to freely interpret self-expression. It is in part with unity consciousness, diffused and with no separation. All subjects, objects, and in all modes of awareness are flowing all at once in harmony, multidimensionally even. As a child, me, growing up in the 1980s, I could remember my father on numerous occasions holding up a full-size mirror for me to look in and would say, "Wake up, Maria." In this example, me, the author, I was free to choose from my experience, from the oneness of awareness that differentiates itself and into a countable knower, to a modality of knowing and the objects known, all within the self. Has the heart dissipated into bliss, and from such grief, if any? Yes, it has. And we're going to notice that things don't take as long as they did before. And each and every day, it's going to just keep increasing in speed. That when we want to achieve something, it will happen before we even think we are ready to accept it as complete. And it's no longer going to take 10, 20 years to achieve something, because all this resistance is falling by the wayside from everyone. We all have been through this experience called catharsism, and we're all letting go of the baggage globally. Humanity is come in leaps and bounds, so that we're able, everything is just going to happen a lot faster, that we don't really need to think, oh, we have to make a plan, because when we try to make a plan, no longer do these plans are going to work for us, because by the time we go to plan it, it's going to change on us. And those are going to be the only challenges that we're going to have. Is if we don't flow with it and become fluid, and we're rigid like we were with the old world, the physical, trying to make it happen, trying to hold on to it, samsaras and suffering over it, that no longer applies. Rather, it works against us now. I mean, when we say, oh, you have to plan what you're going to do and how this business or whatever is going to turn out 5 years from now, or you have to plan this, or whatever advice these old-timers are giving, it no longer applies. And when we try to take that advice, it's not going to work to our favor. It's always going to be changing, and we have to kind of go with the direction and be aware of what's happening and accept it for the experience, not something that, oh, we enslave ourselves by the experience or for the experience or about the experience that we have to prove to others that makes us and identifies us with the ego mind. The experience is here and now, not what we did yesterday, not what we're going to do tomorrow, but really feel the experience in the moment, right now. In any given moment, to just go with it and allow it and take it in and engage with others cooperatively in that dance of energetic flow with one another. So the purpose is to wake up to the sensual and celestial experience in a graceful way that the self is, to explore and recognize through its emphasis upon it. And that is today's episode. And I will leave you with today's affirmation. And won't you join me to say it out loud so I can hear you too? My body is in me, but I am not the body, nor the mind. I am spirit, fully awakened, and from death, no longer asleep. And take a nice deep breath in and take this all in. My body is in me, but I am not the body, nor the mind. I am spirit, fully awakened, and from death, no longer asleep. And take another deep breath in. My body is in me, but I am not the body, nor the mind. I am spirit, fully awakened, and from death no longer asleep. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. And until next time, much love.